Okay, now we're going to get into some absolute value stuff. So starting with this first one, remember, you're always going to want to write your absolute value as y equals a and then x minus h plus k with those absolute value bars. So right off the bat, our vertex is right here, and that vertex is at the point 3, -2. If you think about it in terms of a shift, we went right 3 and we went down 2. So automatically, I know that I still don't know if I have an a value, but I know it's going to be x minus 3 and then minus 2. That shows right 3, that shows down 2. Now I'm going to check and I'm going to see, okay, was it stretched or compressed or anything like that? Now, usually your slope is 1 on an absolute value, but here we have to go up 1, 2 over 1, up 1, 2 over 1. So our slope is 2. That means our a value is 2. So this and this are going to be connected. So this is going to get plugged in. We would say y equals 2, absolute value of x minus 3 minus 2. Okay, so that's what that one's going to look like. Now we're going to get into solving linear equations and absolute value equations. So linear equations, this is like major review of Algebra 1. So you can kind of go about it a couple different ways. On this one, if I went ahead and started by subtracting 16, these are going to cancel, and I'm going to have 1/6 x minus 9 is equal to 14 minus 16 is -2. I could then decide to distribute, or if I don't want to distribute, I could just get rid of this by multiplying by 6 over 1, multiply this side by 6 over 1. This side cancels. I'm going to have x minus 9 is equal to -2 times 6 is going to give us -12. Then I'm adding 9, x is going to be equal to -3. So that's basic. That's solving linear equations. Now we're going to solve an absolute value equation. So if you're going to solve an absolute value equation, the first thing you need to make sure you guys are doing is isolating this absolute value. So this needs to be, everything inside of it needs to be on one side of the equal sign by itself. So when I'm dividing between 4 and -14, all right, you're going to always try to move addition and subtraction first. So I'm going to add 14. And I'm going to say 4 times the absolute value of x minus 5 is equal to 16. Now I'm going to divide by 4. This side cancels. And I'm going to have the absolute value of x minus 5 is equal to 4. Now we've isolated. Once you've isolated, that's when you're going to do your split. So our split is going to be x minus 5 is equal to +4. X minus 5 is equal to -4. So what's inside the absolute value symbol doesn't change. It's just making sure you set it equal to the positive and the negative. So here we would add 5. So we're going to get x equals 9. That's going to be one of our solutions. Here we're going to add 5. And we're going to get x equals 1. That's going to be our other solution. Real quick notes, and they're not on here, but I want to make sure you guys are remembering. If you ever get something like if you start to isolate, so this is just going to be a separate equation. I'm just going to kind of so you guys, if you get something like the absolute value of 2x plus 3 is equal to -10, absolute value always gives you a positive number. So I can never say that the absolute value is equal to a negative number. This is an example of no solution. So just make sure you guys keep that in your head for when you're solving. I know that came up on a quiz one time. So just have that there, but that's after you isolate. So like right here, if this was -2 to start, you wouldn't say, oh, okay, well then it's automatically no solution, because it's once it's isolated, it has to be equal to a negative number. All right, now we're gonna move over and we are going to do inequalities. All right, so when we do inequalities, we're starting with linear inequalities. Same rules apply. So here, I'm going to add 9. That's going to cancel, and I'm going to get 3/4 x is greater than 15. To get rid of that 3/4, I'm going to multiply by my reciprocal. Okay, remember, this is like over 1. So this side cancels, and I'm going to have x is greater than 15 times 4 is 60 over 3. If you leave it like this, you will lose credit, if not partial, all. okay? Depending on if the computer's grading it or if the professor's grading it. You need to reduce. 60 over 3 is x is greater than 20. So that would be your guys' final answer right there. When you guys are doing absolute value inequalities, same rules as solving equations. So this right here needs to get isolated. So I'm going to start by adding 2. That is going to cancel. Now I'm going to multiply my reciprocal. So multiplying by 2 over 5, multiplying by 2 over 5. This side cancels, and I have the absolute value of x minus 9 is greater than 2 times 10 is 20, divided by 5 would give me 4. Now I can do my split. When I do my split, I'm going to do x minus 9 is greater than 4, so I'm matching this exactly. And then I'm going to do x minus 9 is less than, so flipping the sign and making it negative. So now I'm going to add 9, and I'm going to get x is greater than 13. I'm going to add 9, I'm going to add 9, and you're going to get x is less than negative 4 plus 9 would give you positive 5. You cannot write these together, because if you try to write them together, there's no number that's greater than 13 but also less than 5. So you would just leave these separate. This would be an answer, this would be an answer. Okay, so hope that helps with that. Next thing we're going to talk about is going to be transformation. So make sure you're signing in that next video and getting that all done as well. All right, bye.